Ever wondered why your favorite restaurant chain closed down? This is a question that's been on many of our minds, especially after the tumultuous events of the past year. With the closure of over 400 Burger King locations, it's clear that even the giants of the industry are not immune to the unseen challenges of the food industry. The root causes of these closures are many and varied, but they often boil down to three key factors: economic instability, labor pressures, and shifts in consumer habits. Let's delve a little deeper into each of these areas. Firstly, economic plays a significant role. A volatile economy can lead to an increase in operational costs, such as rent, utilities, and inventory, while simultaneously reducing the amount of disposable income that customers have to spend on dining out. This double-edged sword can quickly lead to financial difficulties for even the most popular restaurant chains. Labor pressures also contribute to the strain. With the cost of wages on the rise, restaurants are finding it increasingly difficult to balance the books. This is particularly true for chains like Burger King, which rely on a large workforce to keep their operations running smoothly. Finally, shifts in consumer habits can have a dramatic impact on a restaurant's bottom line. As more and more people opt for healthier, more sustainable dining options, traditional fast food chains are struggling to keep up with the changing tastes and preferences of their customers. Take Burger King as an example. Despite being a household name with a global presence, Burger King has seen over 400 of its locations close down due to rising debt and diminishing revenues. This, in part, can be attributed to the factors we've just discussed: economic instability, labor pressures, and shifts in consumer habits. So the next time you find yourself wondering why your favorite restaurant chain closed down, remember that the food industry is a complex beast, fraught with challenges that often remain unseen to the average diner. In the face of these adversities, even the king wasn't spared. If you found this video insightful, please subscribe and like for more videos. If you thought the king's fall was shocking, wait till you hear about the Golden Arches. Now, let's turn our attention to the world's most recognizable fast food chain, McDonald's. The Golden Arches, a symbol of fast food supremacy, has been shaky in the year 2023. The first signs of trouble emerged when McDonald's operators began grappling with overpriced supplies. From beef patties to sesame seed buns, the cost of key ingredients soared, putting a strain on the franchise's budgets. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. The company also mandated a series of renovations across its outlets. While these facelifts were meant to modernize the chain's image, they ended up squeezing profits and deepening the financial woes of many franchises. Imagine being a McDonald's franchise owner during this time. You're already dealing with high supply costs, and now you have to shell out a small fortune for renovations. It's no surprise that these financial pressures led to insolvency for an estimated 30% of McDonald's franchises. That's right, nearly 1/3 of the Golden Arches were in danger of tumbling down. What's more, specific franchises didn't just teeter on the brink of bankruptcy, they took the plunge. Amid the financial pressures, they filed for bankruptcy, a move that sent shockwaves through the industry. The Golden Arches, once an emblem of success and stability, had become a symbol of the harsh realities of the restaurant industry. But don't think for a moment that McDonald's was the only major player to struggle. Similar stories unfolded across the American restaurant landscape, painting a grim picture of the state of the industry. From household names to smaller chains, no one was immune to the economic instability, labor pressures, and shifting consumer habits that defined the year 2023. Turns out, even Golden Arches can lose their shine. As we navigate through the rest of the industry's major players, keep in mind that the challenges McDonald's faced weren't unique. They were, in fact, a sign of the times, a snapshot of an industry in flux, grappling with profound changes in the American economy and society. it's not just the giants who suffered. Even the smaller players faced their share of troubles. Let's take a moment to consider the smaller chains, those that may not be as globally recognized, but are no less important in the grand scheme of the food industry. Picture your local corner bakery, the one that served your favorite pastries and coffee. These niche markets, like Corner Bakery, found themselves grappling with similar financial issues that the titans of the industry faced. In the case of Corner Bakery, the decline in customer interest was a significant contributor to their financial woes. As more and more consumers shifted their preferences towards healthier options or home-cooked meals, the once bustling bakery found itself dealing with empty chairs and silent cash registers. But declining customer interest was just one piece of the puzzle. Corner Bakery, like many smaller chains, also faced escalating costs, from rent to the price of ingredients. Unable to keep up with these rising expenses, the bakery found itself sinking deeper and deeper into debt. Then came the final blow. Corner Bakery had to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. This provided temporary relief, allowing the chain to restructure its debts and attempt to bounce back. However, it also meant that many of their locations had to close their doors, leaving a gap in many communities that were once home to these beloved bakeries. Corner Bakery's story isn't unique, though. A range of other smaller restaurant chains, including the likes of Hardee's, Cozy, and Ryan's, also found themselves in dire straits. They too faced a bleak financial outlook, leading them to declare bankruptcy and liquidate their assets. This wave of bankruptcies among the smaller chains further underscores the economic challenges faced by the food industry. It paints a picture of an industry in distress, struggling to stay afloat in a sea of rising costs and changing consumer habits. The Corner Bakery may have been your go-to spot, but sadly, it couldn't hold its ground. The fall of Corner Bakery and other smaller chains is a stark reminder of the volatile nature of the food industry, and a hint at the potential further distress we might see in the year 2024. And when one falls, others follow. This simple yet profound adage has held true for many industries, and the food sector is no exception. As we've seen, the year 2023 was a challenging one for major chains like Burger King and McDonald's, but even lesser-known players felt the heat. Take Hardee's, for example. This once thriving chain, known for its unique blend of fast food and casual dining, has been hit hard by the same pressures faced by its larger counterparts. Rising costs, increased competition, and changing consumer preferences have led to a dire financial situation. The chain, unable to keep up with its mounting debts, was unfortunately forced into bankruptcy, leading to the closure of many of its outlets. Cozy, a restaurant chain that once provided a warm and inviting atmosphere for diners, also fell prey to the economic turbulence. Despite its best efforts to adapt and innovate, the financial strain proved too much. Cozy, too, had to file for bankruptcy, resulting in the liquidation of many of its assets. And then there's Ryan's. Known for its buffet-style dining and family-friendly vibe, Ryan's was a popular choice among many American families. However, the shift in consumer habits and the strain from the economic instability led to a steady decline in revenues. Faced with insurmountable financial pressures, Ryan's had no choice but to follow suit and file for bankruptcy. This domino effect, a chain reaction of financial distress and bankruptcy, has been a harsh reality for many restaurant chains in 2023. It paints a concerning picture of the state of the industry, and it also serves as a stark reminder of the volatility and unpredictability of the business world. These stories are not just about the fall of individual chains, but also about the broader challenges faced by the restaurant industry. They highlight the importance of adaptability, financial management, and understanding consumer trends in this ever-changing landscape. As we move forward, it's clear that the domino effect continues to shape the industry. The question now is, which domino will be the next to fall? It seems the domino effect spares no one in the restaurant industry. With all these closures, what does the future hold for the food industry? As we gaze into the crystal ball of the food industry's future, the picture is not entirely clear. The challenges and closures of the past year were a seismic shift, sending tremors that will undoubtedly continue to be felt in 2024. The weight of economic instability, labor pressures, and the transformative consumer habits will continue to exert their influence. Major chains like Burger King and McDonald's were not immune to these pressures. The mounting debt, fierce competition, and franchise disputes that led to their financial struggles will persist. The landscape of the food industry is changing, and these giants will need to adapt or risk further closures. But it's not just about the big players. Smaller chains and niche markets, such as Corner Bakery, also felt the tremors. The declining customer interest and financial issues that led to their bankruptcy are symptomatic of an industry in flux. The future may hold more of these challenges and possibly more closures. And let's not forget the other restaurant chains, such as Hardee's, Cozy, and Ryan's. They too grappled with financial hardships that led to bankruptcies and liquidations. These examples underscore the ongoing economic challenges and hint at potential further distress. So, what does this mean for the future of the food industry? It suggests a need for adaptation and resilience. Businesses will have to navigate the treacherous waters of economic instability, labor pressures, and changing consumer habits. They will need to innovate, to find new ways of doing business that resonate with the evolving needs and preferences of consumers. And yet, amidst all these challenges, there is also opportunity. Opportunity for new players to enter the field, for the creation of new dining experiences, for the reshaping of the industry in a way that aligns with the new reality. As we look ahead, one can't help but wonder, who will be next to turn off their open sign?